Uh, Welcome to F.O.S.T. Welcome to F.O.S.T. I'm your host, Aaron Flowers, along with Wayne Wilson, Charles Becker, and Kai Bryant. We are all in the house except for Erica Wright. Erica, if you're listening, make sure you get those picks in. I know what you're trying to do, girl. I know what you're trying to stay ahead in the picks. You know, but we got the plan. We got the plan. I think we done scoped you out, Erica. Think we got you by now. Wayne is on your heels. Wayne on the heels. And Kai is in last place. Come on, Kai. You got to do better than this, man. Told you not to pick them pats, man.
They almost did it, Bo. It keeps happening to me. The almost. I keep getting these almost games.
Almost is not enough, brother.
I
Not
know.
in this league. Almost. See, I could have said the same thing about the Green Bay Packers and the Lions. Almost. But I still had to take that L. I was so upset about that game. But uh, you're not too far off from the rest of us, so that's a good thing. Um, how y'all brothers been?
Everything's everything, my man.
Doctor Becker is trying to do some homework at the same time, so kudos to Doctor Becker. You know what I'm saying? Trying to
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
get that work in so he can improve himself and better himself and get a better life. I'm always about entrepreneurship. And Dr. Becker, what are your classes?
I take biblical studies, Liberty Online. So right now I have religion 201, no 210, and then I'm taking public speaking class as well. So trying to finish.
Awesome,
I got one more week, so just doing final touches before the week is out.
awesome, man. I got my theology degree from the Liberty.
Hey,
Um,
it's funny. I just got finished taking 4 classes at Liberty for clinical mental health counseling. Yeah, Liberty.
Liberty is that spot right now, I guess.
Uh,
Yes, good. It's good for online, man. It works perfect around you, especially if you got a work schedule and things of that nature.
That's good. I think Kai was telling me about them also helping veterans.
and their
Uh,
spouses.
yeah, can you elaborate on that a little bit, Kai?
Yeah, I was like, I called today because I was getting my transcripts sent over to the district, and they were stating. I heard on there that the spouses, I mean, for a bachelor, veterans and their spouses get $250 per credit for bachelors. Pay $250 per credit for a bachelor's, $299 a credit for masters, and only $300 a credit for doctorates. I don't understand where that dollar come from, but okay.
Oh, wow. So that's a blessing within itself.
Yes, sir.
Just encouraging people that are trying to get their degrees and trying to better their lives. 4 to 5 years go by fast. So um, don't think that you don't have time. You always have time to better yourself and get an education and also improve your lifestyle. So kudos to Pastor Becker. Thank you, brother, for being a young man out there doing what you can to help build the kingdom. So love you for that, brother. And whatever knowledge you can gain, hey, put it out there for the people. With
Yes,
that
sir.
being with that being said, there were some things that happened in the NFL, gentlemen, that is scratching our heads. Some people believe that hit with on the Jaguars quarterback with a sheer the Texans guy with Trevor Lawrence was egregious, and he should have gotten suspended for 3 games. And some people say that it was too much. Wayne, what is your thoughts on it?
Unmute yourself, brother.
Okay. Um, and it was a few years ago. I would say it was a clean hit, but the way the rules are set up today, with him sliding, it was. I think it was a shot that was necessary, but I don't know about the 3-game suspension.
What about you, Charles? What are your
I I saw the hit, and I don't think it deserved suspension. I mean, yeah, of course he's trying to go down, but you know he was running, and most of the times you do see those guys take a hit. I think they was overreacting maybe because the guy was knocked out. I mean, how many times have we seen somebody get hit like that and get a 3-game suspension? I don't know. I think it was a little bit much.
what about you, Kai?
Well, um, I have I have like checked, and this guy has a history,
Mm.
so it's a Draymond type rule. Like now, like he's gotten away with hits before, and if you do look, while he was sliding, he didn't try to pull up at all. He literally dropped his head and his shoulder, and you knew the guy was sliding. He was sliding before you jumped, so that was totally unnecessary. And you have a history of unnecessary hits. So yes, I think he did deserve it because if it were him diving, that's a different story. If he waited till the very last second to do it, I don't want to hear it. But this guy's butt was already on the ground when you hit him. I could see if he was halfway down and you tried to jump over him because you saw him sliding. No, you led into it with the head and your shoulder. Those 3 games were warranted.
Um, from what I understand, I think I already said it too, that this was an ongoing thing that he was doing. He had multiple penalties at fine multiple times because of the way that he played. When I looked at the video, I seen his forearm, like his forearm come up, and he hit him like right up underneath the chin area as he was sliding. Um, I think, and this is just my opinion. My opinion is 3 games is not enough. I would have taken him out at least uh, 5 games due to the fact that he has a history. History keeps on going and going. Um, and I understand that we're playing football, and like Wayne said back in the day, those hits were legal. But we see so many CTE incidents where these guys are losing their lives after uh, and to go after quarterback like that. I understand tackling, tackling him at the waist, or you know, pulling him down uh, by the arm or something like that. But to hit him the way that this guy hit him, I, I think it should have been five, 5 games. It's just me because of how it impacted the game and how this kid was. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is a what 200 250,000 $200 million uh, quarterback. He's overpaid, uh, overrated. I mean, but still, you don't want to happen that to anybody's quarterback. And then I heard the comment that D'Amico Ryan said afterwards that he didn't see a problem with it. Um, and he tried to back up his player, which I can understand that. But in all actuality, there's another way that he could have said that, where I didn't see the play. I need to see the play, and then I'll answer that question later. But uh, yeah, 3 to 5 games. I think he deserves 5 games, and
The forum
also
is, yeah, the forum is the part I forgot. That
yeah,
thank you for reminding me because I know when I saw it, I was thinking, yeah, you deserve to be suspended. This is before he got suspended. I was like, they need to suspend him for that because there's no need for you throwing your forearm. You purposely hit this man.
Yeah, and that's what I'm looking at. It's like you had ill intent for this man, and that's not. I mean, back in the day, it would have been cool, but let's put it in a different perspective. Say that was C.J. Stroud. Somebody did that. C.J. Stroud. You best believe everybody's going to be fighting. You know what I'm saying? So I think that players get into their emotions and things of that nature, but you still got to play the game right. Uh, because even though we look at it as a game, you got to understand that these are people's lives. You know, um, Trevor Lawrence, maybe 4 or 5 years from now, may not have his faculty. And then, I'm not saying that could be all because of this hit. Remember, it's a series of hits that causes seizures, and it takes a while for people to recover from these concussions. So to blatantly go at him like that with his elbow or lifting his elbow up, going up underneath his chin like that, man, 5 games plus uh, a review board. That's just me. That's just. I'm not saying that he needs to be kicked out of the NFL, but he needs a harsh penalty to make him think otherwise about.
Yeah, I think the three without pay because they haven't suspended him like that, and this one was the most egregious.
Mhm.
So I think the three without pay is warranted right now.
Yeah,
But from this point, after this, he could definitely lose at least 6 games. I mean, half the season to a season.
yeah.
So
You know, the way you hurt somebody, you hurt them through their pocket. Obviously,
yep.
those fines that he got wasn't hurting him enough.
But
To,
this one is because this is without pay.
yeah, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I don't see how you could do a fine like hit somebody like that and get paid anyway. That's just reimbursement, if you ask me. Um, yeah. Are the Lions for real, Charles, or the Packers got robbed in that game?
The Detroit Lions are for real. They are for real. I was just talking to my brother. He's a Detroit Lion fan, and I remember the days of Barry Sanders, Megatron, and all the years of them being scrubs, you know, and never really having this type of a year. I mean, last year they had a good year, but I think they're really legit. I know it comes down to them in Philly, probably coming out of the NFC, but uh, I thought they was going to lose. They came back and won that game. I didn't see all of it. I was in and out watching the highlights, but I think those type of wins kind of puts them in a category like, okay, they legit. I know, like you said, some of the calls were questionable, even with the part of him falling on his knee. Some say he should have been down, but he wasn't touched. So I just think they legit.
What about you, Wayne? What you think?
I think they're for real too. They're showing a lot of character of a team that wants to win. They're hungry, and they've been hungry for years, but they just didn't have the talent to put them over the edge. I think they are. We talked about this at the beginning of the season that I'm sorry, the Eagles will be there, but we talk about Detroit as being one of the top teams to beat this year, and they're proving that they are. I mean, they're what 11-1. They're not there. They didn't get there for because people are giving them the games or anything. They earned those wins.
Well, I actually believe, Aaron, you and I spoke on this, and one of the things that you brought to my attention, which made me have to look into it a little bit more, was the players they lost. And me being the student that I am, I also had to think back to you all, the Eagles, when they made their Super Bowl run. And the thing I thought about was that year y'all lost people, but y'all were smart enough to also replace those people.
Mhm.
Because that's when it was like Ndamukong Suh or whoever it was, like y'all picked up some really good players who made a difference. And this is where, are they for real? Yes, they are a real team, but the defense is in question now
Mhm.
because because of the injuries, because the defense is suspect. And unless the one, and, well, and I can't say because they do have a good defense coordinator, so I think he's going to have to take some time to figure out who to put where and how to adjust and hide their weaknesses based on the personnel they have now. But that offense is definitely for real because that offense stay with you. Yeah, and if they don't have this is where I give their coaching credit too, because if they get a lead and they don't have to keep pressing, they're not going to unnecessarily press. They're going to run the ball. They're going to do short passes and short runs just to try and kill the clock. They're not going to try to keep hauling it downfield. So that's good coaching. And they're going to do whatever they can to try and stop your strength. But in this case, they right now I got to see what they end up being once they understand how to play these players with all the losses they had.
I, I, that's you killed everything that I was thinking of because of our conversation. Um, 13, 13 starters on that defense out for the season. 13. Um, could they play a little bit better? I mean, they're playing the best, you know, and that's with substitute players too. If you look at it, it's not the whole uh, starters. It's how they transfer players out because they also rotate. And so they have 13 players that are impact players that are hurt in that defense. Now that offense will keep you in the game regardless of what's going on. But I have not seen them go against a a defense that had them wrapped. I think it was the Texans um, getting 5 interceptions from them. And see, this is a statement within themselves. You throw 5 interceptions, you're supposed to lose that game. You're really supposed to lose that game. And you imagine them throwing 5 interceptions against Patrick Mahomes or 5 interceptions against the Ravens or the Steelers and winning that game. No, I can't see them doing it. Um, is is it some is the Lions that team where you have to say, hey, you best to bring your A game? Of course, I really believe that the Lions is the truth. It even have me concerned about the Philadelphia Eagles. The only thing is the Lions, I think, already know their weakness, and they cannot play in cold weather. They, they just can't. So if I don't want to play in cold water, I mean weather, I'm going to try to win every game and win the number one seed. So everybody comes through Detroit, where they play through a dome. If they get behind and be a number two seed and say they did have to go to Philadelphia, I don't think they win that game. You know, but it's going to be interesting because Philadelphia has a lot of road wins. They win big time with teams that's on the road than what they do at home. Now they only lost 2 games, but if you look at how they're blowing people out at home in their home stadium, you're like, oh man, this is going to be a great matchup when it comes to the NFC playoff. Um, Hopefully, we get a chance to see that these two teams and not get kicked out by one of those teams we didn't even expect for them to get kicked out of. But I believe the Lions are the truth. Um, and and for Jared Goff to play the way that he's been playing, you know, I don't know why he's not also in the MVP uh, conversation. But here, even here, All right, picks for last week. Man, last week was beautiful, y'all. When I looked at the paperwork and when I did all the tallying up, everybody was in double digits. It was not one person in single digits when it came to picking last week. That means we know what we're doing. I just wish I would have known what I was doing earlier so Erica would be in the lead. But it looked like we were professionals on this on last week, man. It was mind blowing. Like I was 15-1. Shocking.
Wow.
I was 15-1. And that one game I picked I think it was the Cincinnati Bengals over Steelers.
And you didn't do an Ocho where you was crying, did you?
Yo, didn't he make a bet with
With Ryan Clark.
yeah, and was crying after the bet. Did y'all see that?
Oh my gosh. And you know what the bet consists of, right?
No, what is
Oh,
it?
No, eating no McDonald's for a year. And
Oh
you know
my
he has a
God.
fetish for McDonald's. So he
oh,
was in tears.
oh, snap. That means Ocho gonna be healthy.
What was that? Hard Knocks when they were showing his diet regimen and he was eating like McDonald's breakfast, lunch, and dinner or something like that.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
my gosh. Ocho, I didn't know that.
Had that man
Oh
in tears.
yeah, God. He on tears over McDonald's?
Ill.
Yo, we
And I
should make
can't remember the last time I ate at McDonald's, man.
Who you telling?
uh,
That's straight trash food. Ill.
the only time I eat at McDonald's is when I don't have money like that.
Well, no, they cost just as much as everybody else now because they think their food is actually good.
Yeah. I just it's the constipation for me. It's like going to the bathroom with McDonald's. It hurts my feelings and my stomach. I mean, geez, it was a killer. But yeah, when I was looking at the tally and of all the I think hold on if I can find everybody did very very well. Like I didn't expect. I did not expect everybody did so well.
Hey, I have to say this real quick. When you said who like why is golf not in the MVP?
Is
You
it?
know what? You got a great point. I'm looking at these stats, right?
Mm-hmm.
Quarterback rating. Let's see. His rating, he's second to Lamar Jackson.
Wow.
Yards, he's third to Burrow and Lamar Jackson.
Wow.
Touchdowns, he's third to Burrow and Lamar Jackson.
Wow.
The only difference is Burrow got 5 interceptions, Lamar got 3, and he has 10. But that's the only negative knock on him is he has 5 more interceptions than like Burrow. And well, he still only lost 1 game.
Mm-hmm.
And 5 of
But
those
doesn't that show
in that
something
1
too,
game.
though?
Huh?
What'd you say, Wayne?
I'm gonna say, doesn't that show something that even with the interception, he still was able to stay calm under that pressure
Right.
Yeah.
and still find a way to win?
Yeah. I mean, it boggles me why he's not in the talk in the running for MVP. I know that uh, uh, Saquon Barkley is doing amazing things, but also you got to put him in the running. You got to put Jared Goff in the running for that.
Oh,
I
heck
just
yeah.
don't know why he's not. So,
Well, actually, we really don't know. All we do is hear people's because it's Vegas. You know how Vegas start putting these votes in.
yeah,
Actually, shoot, this might be the time to drop a couple shekels on my man Jared Goff.
yeah, Yeah.
I don't know. He might be 10-1, 20-1. Hey, let's go.
Yo, also, Erica was 13-3. Wayne, you was 14-2 last week, man. Um,
Wayne
Kai, you
cheated.
was 12-4.
Wayne cheated.
And Charles was 14-2. So I mean, look, we was doing the thing last. Maybe I should have cried. Because that one miss, I could have had that undefeated six that I've been crying for the longest. Still ain't get it. But I didn't think. I just thought that the Bengals was going to turn themselves around and start doing something. Man, I think the Bengals are done this
No, the Bengals are similar to the Colts. They remind me of like the Colts when Miami with like teams like Miami with Dan Marino. Uh, it was a couple of those teams. Remember the Colts with what's his face? Luck with Andrew Luck.
season.
No
Oh
matter
yeah,
what Luck did, that defense was trash.
yeah.
No matter what this dude, think about this now. Burrow missed a game this year,
Hmm.
and he's leading the league in touchdowns and yards, and he missed the game. The man and only threw 5 interceptions.
Yeah.
How bad does your defense have to be when you already got how many games is left? What is it?
What, six,
4 games left.
four, six?
4 games left. This man already threw for 3,337 yards.
And I don't think that they invest in defense over there.
No, they invest in their offense, but they're not investing in that defense.
'Cause do anybody know a defensive player on the Bengals?
No. Anybody?
No, they don't have a standout defensive player that we can be like, hey, uh, they got such and such. I don't even know who their corners are, who their defensive linemen are, or linebackers. I got to do some studying on the thing.
I think
I
the
don't
biggest mistake they did, they put too much stock in T. Higgins. They could have traded T. Higgins, got a player in the draft pick. They were so uber focused on their offense. People was offering them first round picks for T. Higgins. You could have got you a second round pick and a defensive player for T. Higgins, and then and had extra money. But you rather franchise tag this dude? Come on, man. Your defense ain't stopping nobody. You can have the best defense in the offense in the world, but if your defense can't stop nobody, you losing.
But they say Wayne defense win game.
Absolutely. You especially in the Super Bowl, you get in the Super Bowl, it's your defense that will decide who's going to win the game.
Right. But I'm gonna go back to my boy. Playoffs, playoffs. I'm just trying to win a game.
They ain't seeing nobody's playoffs.
Yo, the Bengals. I think they're gonna be on that eliminate. Are they already on the eliminated list?
Mm-hmm.
I think they almost eliminated. What's their record, guy? Are we looking?
4-8. They're
Oh,
not eliminated yet.
okay.
The
They got a
teams that
chance.
are eliminated, the eliminated teams are the Patriots, the Jaguars, the Vegas, the Giants, and that's it.
Okay. All right. Oh well.
The
With that being said,
yeah.
hopefully we can have another productive pick for this week, and let's go into our picks for week 14. All right, we have already picked the Packers and the Lions, which I was the only one that went with the Packers, so I'm already in the hole. Now we have the Browns and the Steelers. It's going to be an interesting game. We're going to start off with you, Charles.
I'm going Steelers.
Charles going Steelers. God,
You said the who? Oh, Steelers. Who? Anybody picking them, bro?
what about you, Wayne?
I got the Steelers. They want revenge from a couple of weeks ago in Cleveland.
Yeah, I
They've been
think so.
talk. They've been hyping this game up all week.
You know, and like I said, I can't trust
Jameis.
Charles Boyd. That's Charles Boyd all day, every day. So
Hey, you know he almost threw 500 yards.
he did throw for 500, didn't he?
Yeah.
No, it was like
No, just missed it.
496.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Four was it 4 touchdowns or 5 touchdowns and 4 interceptions or something crazy
3
there
like
you
that?
go.
interceptions.
That, that was the problem. Four
The
interceptions.
I think it was 3 interceptions.
It
Three.
was three. I think he had like 4 touchdowns and 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the problem. Your interceptions almost match your touchdown.
But I got to give him his props though. He's been the comeback kid. I'm usually hard on him, Aaron, but he's been giving God the glory, and he asked God to help deliver him from throwing interceptions.
Well,
Oh,
God ain't
that's
working with him right now. I think God missed that message.
I keep on telling people God don't play games. so so you be asking for the wrong stuff. You just need to pray for health and strength. You don't play
That's
games.
He missed the call, forgot to check his answer machine.
Yeah, that's no. God just don't play games. He be like, if I get another person asking me for their team to win, I don't do that. I don't do that.
No, he let that's why that's what it is. He let those football calls go to voicemail.
That's it. That's it, bro.
He didn't check his voicemail.
Football, baseball, basketball, any kind of sport, he let it go to voicemail, man.
But I mean, hey, old boy has really been feeding into this. His interviews is hilarious, man. Every time I see his interview, I'm in tears because he's really a true character. But
He
I hope
crazy as hell.
he don't win this year. Yeah, he's a little bit off, Kai. He's a
Yes.
little bit off.
Let's call it what it is. The man is special. He's a bit touched.
He might have to go in the back and get a couple of them tests done to see if he ain't take too many hits.
You're right. That boy's off.
But like I said, he is who he is. As Dennis Green says, he was. He is what he was to be, or whatever he's
You
like.
are who we thought they were.
Who they say you are. So
Yep.
guess what, Jameis Winston, kudos to you, but brother, yeah, you have the plague of the interception, bro. After you actually retire, you will be known as the man that throws a lot of interceptions.
Wait a minute. Somebody, I think it's your boy Nick Wright. Somebody brought up. I know Aaron can't stand it, but somebody brought up the fact that Jameis Winston's numbers are right there with Brett Favre's. But again, he ain't got the skin to win. And if you go with the right team, you got to think about this though. See, Aaron Rodgers, when he was playing with Green Bay had that defense. You remember Green Bay had some defenses to eliminate those interceptions, to also fight against the interceptions that Brett Favre threw.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that's where the difference lies with him. He's throwing so many daggone interceptions, but he's on the same pace. The exact same pace. Yards, touchdowns, all that stuff. But
Yeah, poor Jameis. I'm gonna just not go with the Browns this week. We're gonna go with everybody going with the Steelers. I don't know what Eric's gonna do, but it would be a miracle that the Browns, you know, Saints and Giants. Kai, we're gonna start you off with
go Saints.
Kai going Saints. What about you, Wayne?
I'm going with the Saints.
Saints going Saints. Girl,
Is that game in New York?
yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Giants.
Jones going Giants.
I think that's going to be a good. It's going to have like 60 that day. The temperature is going to go up. Psych, I'm just joking. It's wishful thinking. Wishful
Supposed
thinking.
to be, supposed to be 50 degrees.
Oh yeah, I hope. Hey, that worked. Come on, Saints, y'all can do it.
I'm going Saints because Saints now have their quarterback, Derek
But
Carr.
I'm scared. To be honest with you, though, like I I believe that they do. The Giants can beat them. I just hope they don't.
The Giants not going to beat them. They want that. They
That's
fight.
why they want that number one spot. Put me as the Saints. I'm looking at it. The Giants are 2-10.
Go
Yeah,
Shador.
Yeah, they're not going to try. I think they're going to get that memo. Lose the rest of the games for the year.
yeah,
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 and I think the owner telling the coach, yeah, we're gonna keep you next year. We're gonna keep you coaching the GM. So they definitely tanking. They like,
yeah.
oh, we coming back next year? Oh, yeah, all right, we good.
I don't know how that GM is not fired. That
No,
that
sorry,
that
y'all.
puzzles
I'm
me,
telling
man.
you, look at the talent. We have a lot of good talent. The GM re-signed that damn Daniel Jones because of that stupid ass owner. That owner, he thought Daniel Jones was the second coming of Eli. Remember, the owner wanted to keep Eli too long. Remember,
Mm-hmm.
we kept getting GMs who kept getting fired because they didn't want to. They wanted to get rid of Eli. It
Yeah.
was Eli Manning. Like the owner he's too damn the Maras are too faithful to players. So
I must agree. We have the Jets and the Dolphins.
Dolphins.
I'm going with
Miami.
Wayne's going with Miami. I'm going with Miami.
And
Charles,
I think I'm gonna back you, Aaron. I think I'm gonna go with the Jets too, man.
what? I didn't say that.
Oh, you didn't say Jets?
No,
The
no.
Jedi mind trick.
Look, let me tell you something.
No, I didn't.
I was trying to get him on the bandwagon with me. You ain't gonna Jets, Jets.
Bruh, bruh, bruh. You should have been on here last week when I said every time I pick the Jets, they wind up losing.
Oh,
And so I'm not picking them no more. And Aaron Rodgers, to me, I did a whole spiel about Aaron Rodgers. And
Wow.
so he's on my um, no recovery list right now. I just need him to
gotcha.
retire. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna go Dolphins.
oh no, you want to go Jets? I got you down.
I was trying to get you to jump out there with me, but since you ain't gonna jump, I'll get on the
He's like,
bandwagon with
Uh,
no,
you.
I ain't jumping with you.
well, the Jets is just terrible. They have too much talent in an old behind quarterback. And I bet you any amount of money. I think if you take Daniel Jones and you put him with the Jets because he has defense, he would be better with the Jets. That's just my thought. I could be wrong, but I think he'd be better. Actually
You know
Daniel
what?
Jones right now. I would take Daniel Jones over Aaron Rodgers right
That's what I was gonna say. I said if he went to the Jets, I would have started him over Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is complete trash. There's no way they could bring him back next year.
Oh heck no! They already
No,
let it be known they ain't bringing this dude back.
yeah,
And
he
this
needs
dude's
to
not
go
supposed to
ahead
be for
and,
the
and
plate
go to
next year.
go ahead and retire and just like you said, find a booth to go in and start calling games, man.
And no, he ain't going to nobody's booth. That dude too crazy. You go get high. Go get your ayahuasca. And
He is
what,
not
what's that
calling no
dude?
games.
now.
What's that dude? He always McAfee. He always on McAfee show. Yeah, go there.
Hey, well, I'm gonna do him like Hancock. You had a nice run, Hancock. You had a nice run, Aaron Rodgers. But all good things come to an end.
I'm still waiting for them to fire Tom Brady on the spot, on the job.
Because he's terrible.
Oh man, don't do Tom like that. Don't do Tom like that.
Tom is terrible.
Tom is. I like Tom Brady when he's broadcast.
Tom is terrible.
Tom, Tom trying to look like the next male model with all that makeup on
Exactly.
because his wife was a model. His ex-wife was a model. then with the kung fu instructor. So look, look, Tom, I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you and Tony Nomo. I mean Romo. Are the best broadcasters that we could ever have. As
Stop the cat.
long as he sends some bitcoins my way, I'll be good. All right, we got the Jags and the Titans.
I
Uh,
got the Titans.
yeah, Titan.
Wayne says Titans. Cash says Titans. What about you, Charles?
I'm gonna go Jags. I
Charles
don't think
going
you
with
could win
Jags.
either way.
I was going to say it really don't matter.
Um, this is to me. This is like one of those games. Like, are they going to be inspired to come out there fighting because Trevor Lawrence out and they're going to try to make a statement, or is this one of those games they just give up?
I think they already getting up. I think they're at the point of the season where what does it benefit the team to win? You know what I mean? I mean, right now you got Hunter, uh, Dion's son, the dude, the running back for what's that? He's in the hunt for the Heisman. I think. What school is he from? Is it Boise? Boys, the running back.
Okay, I know who
Uh,
you're talking about.
yeah. So I think now this is in the race to see who could get the best draft pick. So I don't see these teams like trying really hard to win.
Actually, no. I'm going with the Titans. I'm at the Jags. I'm going with the Jags because I think because Mac Jones, he's a game manager, and I think he can actually manage the game enough to win. The only reason I'm saying that is because what's his name? Your boy. What's the coach?
Doug Peterson.
Dougie P trying to make sure he let people know that Trevor Lawrence is just trash. So I think he's going to try his best to make Mac Jones look good, so he can at least either if he I think he's getting fired, so he can have it put his resume together.
I'll make some. I'll make some selling stuff, but I really don't care in this game. Um, I really don't. But if I had to choose the better of two, I'm gonna go with the Titans. Um, just because I think the Titans have better weapons. They've been losing, yeah. I like their rookie, so I'm going with the Titans. We got the Falcons and the Vikings. This should be interesting.
Vikings.
Guys
Yeah,
going
I'm going with the
Vikings.
Vikings.
Flames going Vikings.
Vikings.
Girls going Vikings. Uh, something in my mind telling me the Falcons are going to try to win this game because their record in their division they lead this game. Actually, I can't trust uh, Cousins. I really can't. So I'm going with.
Hey, if they lose, Michael Penix.
Oh yes, yes. He wait. He just waiting.
Yes, he is.
He just waiting. Um, we have the Panthers and the Eagles. This is the trap game I've been talking about.
Oh, come on. Everybody picking Eagles.
Yep.
Dang, I can't get
Eagles.
nobody else. I can't get nobody to clear the pot to go to the Panthers. Great.
Eric was going with the Panthers.
Bro.
We know
I'm
that's the
sorry, Eric, I
last
didn't mean that.
person. That's the last person who's gonna pick against the Eagles.
You know that's right. All right, we got the Raiders and the Bucks. Everybody in the favorites for the Bucks say aye.
All right.
Aye.
I
We got Seattle and the Cards.
Ooh.
God, you
Ooh.
said that the Cardinals is that team that just surprises you and wins certain games. This is a game they're gonna win, bro.
Yeah, they're at
I'm
home.
I'm going with the Cards.
Wayne's going with the Cardinals.
Well, you gotta look at it too. This game is very important because I think of course, if the Cardinals win, they tie for the division. But I think the Cardinals don't they have the tiebreaker because they already beat them once, right?
Yeah,
So this is really big for the Cardinals. I think I'm gonna go Cardinals.
Charles going Cardinals. I'm going Seattle.
Oh no, the Cardinals lost to Seattle.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, 16-6.
So if they win this game, they would be even, and they'll be even for the division because Seattle's only one game up.
Right.
Then they'll go by the points.
Wow. I'm gonna still go with Seattle.
Oh yeah, and the Cardinals already beat the Niners. They beat the Rams. It's all about because it'll all come down to division.
Yeah, they're better record in the division.
Yeah.
So who you picking, Ty?
I'm going with Seahawks.
All right, we got the Bears and the Niners. This is gonna be interesting. I'm going with the Niners. Actually,
I'm going with the Bears.
Guys,
The Bears.
I gotta ask the Niners fans since they've been picking against their team.
I'm going Niners. This is a game they should be able to win.
Okay,
Yep.
so and Wayne going Niners, and they're playing at home, so I mean they should be able to win this.
Is that? Am I by myself?
Yes. Well, we got to see what Erica says. You know,
Am I my lone wolf?
Lone Wolf. We got the Bills and the Rams. This should be interesting. They're playing in the Rams Stadium. I just can't go against the Bills at this particular time. Uh, I'm going to pick the Bills.
The Bills are playing pretty solid. I'm going with the Bills.
I
Yeah.
agree. I'm going with the Bills.
Yeah, I got to go with them. Ram defense haven't shown me anything.
Yeah, I mean that Bills are playing lights out football on both sides of the ball. You know, so I can't go against. This is going to be an interesting game too. The Chargers and the Chiefs. And the Chiefs sweep the Chargers, y'all.
Yeah, I'm going Chiefs.
I want
Chiefs.
Wayne going Charles.
I'm sorry. What you said?
Chargers and Chiefs. Which one?
Chiefs.
Charles going Chiefs.
All right. Now I'm glad y'all said y'all all going Chiefs because I didn't want to say this. I
I
wouldn't
didn't
have said this. Huh?
I didn't say I was going Chiefs.
Oh, you going Chiefs, right, Aaron?
No,
Oh, you going Chargers?
I'm going the Chargers.
All right, I'll keep my mouth shut then.
I know the refs is going to have a hand in this game.
You know what?
They're playing in Kansas City. I should go with the Chiefs because I don't know if the Chargers can take that weather.
Chargers won what? One game against KC?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think I'm gonna go Chiefs. I'm gonna go Chiefs.
You say you going Chiefs?
Yeah.
All right, now because I was going to leave you hanging. The Chargers haven't beaten. Let me see. Did they beat any winning teams? No.
Yeah.
Oh wait. They beat the Broncos earlier in the season. That's it.
But that's when they were struggling. I mean,
They lost to the Steelers, the Chiefs, Cardinals, the Ravens. They beat the Falcons, the Bengals, the Titans, the Browns, the Saints. What's that? The Broncos, Panthers and the Raiders. Trash.
We got the Bengals and the Heifer Hose, which is the Cowboys.
Oh man.
This should be a good game. They're playing in Dallas Stadium, and I think Dallas finally got a win in their stadium.
They did. They won last week.
Yeah. And they do two in a row way.
Nope. I'm going with the Bengals.
Woo! Wayne's going with the Bengals. What about you, Charles?
I don't know, man. The Bengals, they give you hope and then they just drop the ball, man. I don't
They
want to
keep
be in
finding
like
ways to
another
lose.
Ocho Cinco, man. I don't want to be on here crying next week.
Well, he wasn't crying that he lost the bet. He was crying because he couldn't get no McDonald's.
I tell you, I'm gonna go. I hate to say it, but I'm gonna go Dallas, man.
I'm going Bengals because the Bengals are. I can't. Their Burrow is not trying to lose. Burrow's trying to win, and I think he needs this win because he just like for his own mental.
This is tough for me. It's tough for me because you have a backup quarterback with the Dallas Cowboys, Cooper Rush, that loves making mistakes. Like, but with Bengals, they have no defense, no defense,
None.
and Cowboys has defense. They have a sort of a defense. So I mean, it's tough for me. It's like uh, Bengals with no defense is going to let Cooper Rush go down the field. Uh, Cowboys with defense may stop them from having a good game. So I'm like, I'm kind of stuck with this, man. But I can't pick the heifer hose. I'm gonna go with the. I don't want to see them win anyway. Watch me win. I would rather see them lose so I can Janae Smith. You know, he ain't even doing no videos on them no more. He said they just that. All right, Thursday night game, Rams at the night.
Oh man, Rams.
49ers, 49ers.
So you taking that early in the next week. All right. Wayne, you going Niners too? Oh, he said Niners. All right. I'm not thinking against our team.
I'm going Rams.
I was going Rams. I don't know. Is Debo going to dress right or he going to dress up? I don't know what Debo doing.
That man might wear a skirt this week.
Or kilt.
He
He
gonna
going to
wear
wear
a
a
skirt.
kilt.
Ain't no kill. He gonna wear a skirt and a purse.
Y'all are wrong.
I don't know I don't know what Debo, you know, going to do. Like, is, is Christian McCaffrey playing?
No, he's out for the year.
He done.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's out for the year.
Man,
But you
and
think about it, he only
his
played like
second
2
running back was
games.
out.
He only played 2 games. He's been injured the
He
whole
played
season.
one
Man.
full game.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like it was a big deal. Only thing I'm hoping is that we could get Nick Bosa back. If we could get Nick Bosa back on the defensive line, Fred,
You need
that'll help
Bosa
out
and
Fred
Greenlaw back.
and Greenlaw. Yeah, I
So
know he
neither one of them
practiced.
are playing this
I
game?
think Nick Bosa is out, but Greenlaw is supposed to be coming back.
I'm good.
I'm going with the Rams. I got a Rams. I mean, without Nick Bosa and those primary weapons that San Francisco has, it's going to be hard for them to win. Like they got hit with the injury bug hard, man. They really did. Because
Yeah,
if you would think of San Fran, you would have been like, hey, no, this is the team to make it back. But they just got hit with injury bug.
See,
Wasn't they in the Super Bowl like last year, right?
Yeah, last year.
And so you think about it, teams that make it to the Super Bowl the next year, either they don't make the
the
playoffs
Super
or
Bowl slump.
they get hurt.
The teams who lose the Super Bowl tend to have that Super Bowl slump.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
listen, y'all need to. I'm gonna tell you, gentlemen, Wayne and Charles, y'all need to get on my program.
Oh, here we
Let them lose out. Get you a really good offensive lineman because your line, he needs to go. Oh boy, he's
Yeah.
done. He's
And
done.
he's actually injured too. Trent Williams is injured.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah.
Get the best pick you can get. Matter of fact, Purdy needs to pull a hamstring like that. Get the best pick you can get. Yo, I'm gonna tell you, I said this when Dak got hurt, remember? I'm telling you, if Purdy pulled a hamstring, yeah, tell him I didn't know nothing. Vegas need to know I ain't know nothing. Leave me alone. I'm just saying. But he need to pull a hammy, and your boy need to like just get you the best offensive lineman, and then in the second round, get you a top-notch running back. In the second or third round, matter of fact, no, never mind. Your coach don't need that. He don't need a top-notch running back. Just rebuild that line. Focus on that line.
Yeah, I agree.
So
Get
y'all
the
have
line
the
right.
receivers you need. Yeah, like your receivers are good. Debo, bye. You ain't got to pay him. Keep the other bulls, Ayuk and Jennings, and the other young boy y'all got. Y'all got some good receivers. Y'all can pick up a running back in just about any damn round and make them good. So we ain't worried about that. Let CMC go with his because he's making way too much money and he's way too fragile. He done. So
yeah, he's done.
Yeah, and just give Purdy now. See, y'all can give Purdy a Daniel Jones contract.
Mm.
A 40, he can make about 40 million, which is the low for a QB. You know, and you get rid of CMC, you got that money off the books. You got Trent Williams money off the books. Man, y'all can clean. Y'all be right there back in the Super Bowl.
And I think we need to build on the defensive side with some key, I think, safety. Maybe get a
safety. I was about to say that. And
See,
yeah.
y'all can do that.
We need a safety, somebody on the back end.
Yeah, y'all can do that in the second round. But that's what I say. I would definitely try drop some of that money because you can pick up a really quality free agent. Let Debo go, let Trent Williams go, let CMC go. Y'all would have a lot of money to play with.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
I do something. It's just the point that y'all have taken injuries that cause a lot of your loss, and so you don't have the talent behind them in order to maintain. So,
And real quick, any NFL team looking for a GM, if they want me to come in, help out, you willing to double my salary? It ain't a whole lot. I'll take double though. I'll be good. You know,
I heard it for F.O.S.T first. There is an application being given for San Francisco GM. Man, you need to be a GM for your own team.
Hey, I'll do that too. I said any team. No, see, you missed the words. Any team. I don't care what team it is. Jerry, you want to step aside and let somebody else do it, not from feelings? Pick with logic and draft with logic and sign free agents with logic versus feelings. I'm with you.
Somebody need to be with them.
I'll be in the back. I can be in the background. They don't even need to know I'm employed. I don't need to be seen.
The owner can't sleep, still can't sleep right now. So, and every time we see a highlight, he's really getting nightmares. Daymares. It's called daymares. Not
he said if he go to Philly, I can't sleep at night. I know he's twisting and turning now, boy.
You know?
It's some long nights at his house.
I mean, he making sure Saquon let me sign my name on that Hall of Fame.
That's it.
I'm getting my resume together. Let me get my Hall of Fame. He typing his Hall of Fame resume now. Let me type this.
All right. I know I have down here for the FOST top cornerback, and I think I sent y'all a schedule for what the 2024 top cornerback, and I think uh, some of these cornerbacks has fell off. Uh, they have Sauce Gardner now. Sauce Gardner was a beast, I think, last for the last 2 years, but this year Sauce Gardner has fell off. Do I get any witness to that?
I think it's his defense. Remember, they wouldn't the line when your line is getting zero pressure.
Mm-hmm.
That puts way too much pressure on cornerbacks. That causes them to have to stay covered for a person for too long. The Eagles is a perfect example of that. Early in the season, y'all was getting your lunch ate because your defense coordinator just said, we're going to send everyone back and send four. And the team was like, all right, cool. They standing back there looking like, okay, no, I don't want him. No, wait. Yeah, okay. And you gave them time. But as
Yeah.
soon as you start putting a little pressure on quarterbacks, your cornerbacks skyrocket because you're not supposed to have to cover a person for 5 seconds.
Yeah. Um. You got. So where would you put Sauce Gardner on the FOST for this year?
He's still a top 5 corner.
I, I would. I would say so. He just doesn't have enough. He's not doing his like you said, his production has went down because of the pressure from the front. But you would think since they got Riddick, um, they would get more pressure. But I think also this defensive coordinator just doesn't know how to call the game like Salad, but like Salad. So um, I would put him at 5. But Patrick Surtain from the Denver Broncos.
Mm.
Yo, this kid, I'm gonna be honest. Before we got um Quinyon Mitchell, I wanted Patrick 13. When you talk about a shutdown corner, he's not Deion Sanders, but they don't like throwing his way. You know, if if I had a list, I would at least put Patrick Surtain at number one. And you see how Denver is playing? Have y'all saw Denver's game? Any of Denver's games?
Yeah.
Patrick is the truth, man. He like an island on his by himself over there. So I would give him number one. Um, we got Legarius Sneed from the Tennessee Titans. What's your thought, Charles?
I haven't seen that guy play or anything like that, so I really don't know
Okay,
much about him. But I know Marlon Humphreys. I was
mm-hmm.
looking at uh, as far as the rank by position, they have him as the number one in the league as the corner.
Yeah.
Um, and then I also, the guy from Philly.
Quinyon Mitchell.
Yeah, I think he's really just looking at. I mean, he really went against some studs of receivers,
Yeah, he did.
and I don't think none of them had over 5 catches on him.
No.
I mean, isn't he a rookie?
Yes, he is.
So that I mean, you really at that position you can't really go by stats because you want to try to keep, especially depending on the defense you're in, whether
Mm-hmm.
you're man up or zone. But when you could put a man on man and let him shut down a receiver, that right there makes elite cornerback.
So Marlon Humphreys, I would put at number 2, and I would put Quinyon at number 3. Um, that's
What about
that's
Slay?
No,
no.
Slay, stop it. Stop it.
I like Big Play Slay, but he has.
He fell off.
I'm not saying he's fell off. It's just the point that he's been hurt a couple of times. Uh, Even when the big play that happened in some of these games, Isaiah Rogers came in and did a beautiful, you know, and we got him from the Colts, which he didn't play last season, suspended for a whole season. Um, but I don't put Slay on that list for this year.
Okay.
Well, Tampa Bay, that bull Winfield,
Yes,
that kid's a monster.
yes. And so I would put him at 4. Winfield at 4. Uh, uh,
Oh, hold on. See, as an Eagle fan, you should have heard the name Hamilton quite often too, because your receivers wasn't doing much against him. And with Baltimore,
I mean, no, no. I
that
mean,
young did his thing
okay, he did this thing, but with who? Against who?
against he's the best corner on that team.
Yeah, and AJ didn't AJ Brown still? I mean, I mean,
Yeah, I was ready to say that. No, that y'all off y'all passing game 100 and what yards?
but
Yeah, y'all
we
passing
don't have to
game.
see. This is what I'm saying to you. We don't have to pass the ball. We have Saquon. So if it ain't broke, we ain't gotta fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And so if we do get those one-on-one matchups, it it's okay because we do have AJ Brown who's always open, and we didn't have Devontae Smith, but you had Dallas Goddard, which I mean he did score a touchdown. So Hamilton is nice, but I don't know. I haven't put him on my list. I wouldn't put him on my list, but he's
Well,
not. But he's not on my list.
not this year, but I can guarantee you in a couple more years, the boy up here, Joey Porter Jr., will be someone to talk about.
Oh yeah,
I'm with
I've seen
Jimmy
some of his
Johnson.
highlights. He does a lot of knockdown, but he's a sure tackle. He remind
Mm-hmm.
him and Cooper DeJean.
Yeah.
Um, I was even thinking Cooper DeJean could play like because Reed Blankenship is out with the concussion. I think he could play safe. This kid is just phenomenal, yo. He plays the nickel slot like I never seen a kid as sure of a tackle. And what he did to Derrick Henry, whew,
Oh, y'all need to stop with that. How he hit Derrick Henry. He could. The man took a turnaround. You hit him perfectly right at his waist. He didn't get no steam. He didn't drop his shoulders. You just hit the tackle like you're supposed to. Anybody who know anything about tackling, a man, no matter how big or strong they are, if they're turning around and you catch them mid center, you got them at the right place. They're going down. It's all about leverage. That's
well,
why he was so happy.
my thing is he did it to one of the best. So give him his because there's times that at least he knew how to tackle. There's times that people try to tackle Derrick Henry up near his chest or stomach area, and they
Yeah,
get put down.
that's their stupidity.
They get put down. It's like, oh no,
I just saw a highlight of that man when he ran 99 yards. I just saw that highlight. I was like, dang it.
yeah. When you got all that coming at you full speed ahead, it's different. You got to get some legs. And so Cooper DeJean, with his smartness, saying, "Look, I got to get this man's leg because if I don't get his leg, he's going to trample me." So kudos to Cooper. Uh, Prayers go out to Randy Moss. I don't know if y'all been listening, and I looked at one of the videos that he posted. He said, "We could see me with my glasses. I'm going through some things, some ailment that he's addressing, and he hasn't been on air. I think he's in the hospital. He's in the hospital. I pray that everything is all right. He had like yellow in his eye, uh, and just want to give a shout out to Randy Moss. I pray that you are doing well. I want to see you back in the broadcasting booth soon. Because man, Randy is another person that tell it like it is, and I enjoy hearing him commentate uh, and being one of the most prolific wide receivers. Now, I'm not saying he's better than Jerry Rice, but uh, he's close to. He's
Nah,
close to him and Tio. He's closer to Tio. Tio's closer to.
nah. I,
Ah,
I I think T.O. was better than Jerry Rice. I
see,
think
that's why you're delusional, guy,
T.O. problem was he couldn't keep his damn mouth shut.
and
Like
you're delusional.
if he would have learned, if he would have learned to keep his mouth shut, and you think about it, this man put up equivalent, if not better, numbers. If he would have just learned to keep his mouth shut when he got with the Eagles and Donovan, he would have blew Jerry Rice numbers out of the water. He was like more physical. He wasn't as great a catcher of the ball because let's be real, the greatest catcher of the ball was Jerry, but he could do everything.
So
This yeah.
that's what makes Jerry better than Tio.
No, because Jerry
That's
T.O. was a better he
that's
was better. He was right just as good as a route runner, but he also can break
but that's
tackles and that man could
but
he had
that's what makes Jerry Rice better than Tio because his hands are better than Tio. You just said that, sir. That's what makes him better.
hands ain't the only thing that make you great.
But you
Because
said everything else. If you line it up to them and you have one comparison that was better, Jerry Rice caught the ball better than Tio.
But that don't make sense because it's a lot of receivers we can say who can catch the ball
Bruh,
better than
it
T.O.
does
because
make
they ain't
sense.
even on T.O.'s
You
level.
okay? You just compared everything, talking about route running and things like that. Who was the best route runner? Jerry Rice. He ran route. He did it all the way up till he was 40, and still was being productive. So this is what I'm saying. He
And T.O. would have been just as productive if he could have kept his damn mouth shut.
shoulda, woulda, coulda, but he didn't. All I'm saying is Jerry Rice is better than Tio. Jerry has more rings than Tio.
I think also the fact that you got to look at Jerry Rice's work ethic.
Yes,
Uh, he has more of a work ethic, I think, than T.O. And then also
Now y'all
T.O. is more of an athlete. I would say he's more of an athlete, probably better than Jerry, because a lot
man.
of people didn't think Jerry could be what he did because he wasn't considered, somebody that ran good in the 40 and this, that, and the third. But he was just a student, and he everything Jerry did was technical. He was a person that ran the route. Everything was technical, and that's why he became what he became because it wasn't based only on him being an athlete, but the ability that his work ethic, the way he
And,
ran his route, the in and out his cuts, you
and you
know.
know who Jerry trained with? He trained with Roger Craig.
mm.
Roger Craig worked with him in the off season in the conditioning, and you know and Roger Craig is still now in the Hall of Fame. But that's another story.
But let's call it what it is though. T.O. had all that. He could run routes. He was a physical specimen. And this man kept still to the day. That man's in his 50s and still keeps himself in amazing shape. So yeah, I just believe T.O. if he could have if he wasn't such a head case and didn't always run his mouth, he'd have had all these records.
But also, I'm going to piggyback off of Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders said the best, the best wide receiver he ever had to go toe to toe with was
Of course.
Jerry Rice. And so he said he wasn't he didn't care about any other wide receiver. It was Jerry Rice that gave him most of his battle. So even with that said, with one of the greatest CBs that ever stepped on the field, talking about Jerry Rice, saying that he was one of the best wide or the best wide receiver. I give it and Charles made sense. I think um, T.O. is more athletic. Jerry had to groom himself to be what he is. And so when you look at Randy Moss did a lot of go route, a lot of go route. He was tall, he was fast, and he was athletic. Um, and so that's why I put him among the, the Jerry Rice, T.O. He's right there. He has to be number three.
Yeah, I mean, it basically comes down to those three. Those guys, uh, just phenomenon. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
Man,
two of the
and
three
Megatron
were
would have
athletes.
quit.
and Megatron and Larry Fitzgerald should be in it too. But I'm just saying when you talk about um, Randy Moss and his freakish nature of his athleticism, he's top. Gotta be top. Randy, I pray that you get well soon, sir. Um, I pray that your family is taking care of you and all you have all the support you need in order to get back where you need to be. Um, prayers go out. Which QB would you start your franchise with? That's playing now. That's playing now. We're gonna start off with Wayne.
All right, wait before you start, Wayne. Just so we can understand, is it will we look at this guy as a rookie or where they are now?
What are they playing in NFL right now?
No,
Playing
no,
in,
no, no, no. I mean, will we have to view them back as rookies? Like if we can go back to their rookie season, will we take who will we take?
are they still playing right now? Are they
Yeah,
still
yeah,
playing?
they're still playing right
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
but we're talking about as if they were all rookies. You know what I'm saying? One of those things.
No, just right now.
Oh, okay.
How they playing right now?
All right.
Or
So where they are right now in their career.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Wayne. I'm sorry, bro.
That's hard to say because um, people got their knocks about Mahomes, but Mahomes find ways to win the game.
Mm.
I mean, he don't have the big passing yardage or anything like that, but he knows how to manage the game. He knows how to win. So I mean, I would have to go with Mahomes.
We start your franchise with. Could you imagine Mahomes being in San Fran?
We should have took Mahomes out of it.
we can't take Mahomes out of it. We
No,
can't
no,
we
I'm
can't do it
serious,
for
man.
Well,
we
Mahomes
can't do it like
he
that.
he found a way to win when he didn't have. I mean, other than when he had Tyreek,
Oh, can we go
he
top
didn't.
three? Can we do
He
top three?
didn't.
Like, no, what three quarterbacks would you like? 1, 2, 3? Because I think that would be better because most people should pick Mahomes if you're smart. So that's
Okay,
why I say we should go top three.
so we started. No, Wayne took Mahomes off the board. Wayne
Oh,
took Wayne took Mahomes off the board. So we don't have to pick Mahomes because Wayne already took him off the board.
all right, all right, all right. I got you. I got you.
So
Yeah, like I
Charles,
said, Mahomes doesn't know how to win. Period.
yeah. So imagine Mahomes in San Fran under the same coach.
Oh, Super Bowls. And he
No,
won a
because he
running
would have
quarter.
the
He won a
receivers to
quarterback
do
who
it.
can run.
He would have the receivers, and he would have another tie in to throw to too.
Yeah.
That'd be way too unfair. All that talent with Patrick Mahomes? Oh God.
Okay. All right, Kai. Mahomes is off the board. So who is the quarterback that you would love to have for your franchise?
Stroud.
Knew you would say that.
I'll go CJ Stroud.
So imagine CJ Stroud without with y'all head coach and your offensive coordinator. Are y'all going to win a Super Bowl? with
Right
the
now,
weapons we have.
this year we'll be right up there competing with the defense we have, with the receivers we have. We be competing for the division.
Yeah,
Next year to be one of those, get another cornerback, because our corners are decent, but we would need another corner and probably like another and a better running back. Once we get that running back in that corner, boom. Matter of fact, if we had CJ Stroud right now, let's be real, Saquon would still be here. Let's not even go there. So yes, we be competing for a goddamn Super Bowl. Yes, yes, yes.
Charles. All right. CJ is off the board and Mahomes is off the board. Charles, who you would start your franchise with?
Brock Purdy.
Well, I this guy gets a lot of slack for how he plays in the off season, but he's great during the regular season. And I think when you say franchise, you really want that person to put the team on their back, right?
Right.
So I would say Lamar. I think if you get him the right defense, maybe to help him.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, the knock on him is he doesn't get it done in that off season. I mean not off season, that postseason. And once he gets over that hump, like how Steve Young got the monkey off his back when he won in '94.
Mm-hmm.
He just needs. I think he needs some defensive help. He needs a team that, and I don't know, because I think Baltimore had some good defensive teams when he went on his runs. So
Yeah.
Hey Charles, if he went to the Niners, your coach. See, this is the difference. That coach is he is not the offensive coach. Y'all head coach. The Niners head coach is the coach. So he keeps getting different offensive coordinators. If he had a coach like Shanahan, Shanahan knows how to coach the team to the player. Y'all would have been, again, the same with Patrick Mahomes. Y'all had Lamar Jackson. We ain't even having this conversation, because all the talent that's on that team, come on. Lamar Jackson would have his poison. He would be able to pick his poison.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true.
And the thing about it is, can you imagine CMC, Lamar Jackson, Debo, and y'all line all three of them up in the back? You don't know, that defense won't know who to stick. And then you throw in Brandon Ayuk and George Kittle. that run pass option is all day long. Like, you don't know who's going to get the ball, because
Dude,
you can do a run pass option with CMC and throw it right to Kittle, or it can go stay in Lamar's hands and he runs 30 yards down the field. It would be
And then he
nasty.
also got the arm power to chuck it down the
Yes,
field as well.
no, y'all forgetting Debo. Like you said, but think about Debo in that run pass option.
that's right.
He fake it to CMC, keep it like he's going to go. Debo come the other way. Boom, Debo's gone. Yeah, man. Yeah, that team would be
It would be
super
unfair.
dangerous.
It would be so unfair.
Yes, it would.
Like, because you don't know who to stick, and it would be crazy, like mad crazy. You know, you, you talk about Super Bowls with Patrick Mahomes. You talking about a dynasty with
Yes.
Lamar Jackson in that
Yep.
offense under
With
Kyle
that defense
Shanahan.
in that offense.
That would be sick. I would
No,
get tired of hearing about this.
they wouldn't even need CMC,
No,
because they would have never had to sign CMC because of how Shanahan is able to build every running back just from scratch. So they would have never even needed CMC because of Jackson and whatever those running backs were and everything else.
but even having CMC, you know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying? You already got CMC and you added Lamar Jackson to
and
that already set off. Man, that would be unfair.
yep.
Unfair. Unfair. They
Absolutely.
probably they probably had to call down. The commissioner had to call down and be like, "No, that can't go. That can't go." Seriously.
So
Since so y'all took Lamar off the board. You took C.J. Strauss off the board. You took my boy off the board, Mahomes off the board, and y'all left me. Y'all took two of my peoples that I was going to choose. Y'all left me with somebody I already had, which is Jalen Hurts.
Oh, stop the cat.
I'm not. I'm not because you know what? All this dude do is win. He went through how many different uh, offensive coordinators, and he still had winning records with all those coordinators. You know, Jalen Hurts may not be um, the tallest or decisive when it comes to numbers, but he understands how to work a system. You know what I'm saying?
I just
And
got to
so,
ask, you really would take Jalen Hurts over Josh Allen or Burrow?
yes, yes. You know why I say now? Josh Allen is good, and I love Josh Allen's
That
height.
man is great. Don't say
I
good.
mean, yeah. I mean, if you look at Josh Allen, yeah, but also you got to look at some of the games that Josh Allen lost. Like it was like, man, you should have ran. Why didn't you run? Dude, sometimes he misses, and Jalen Hurts does the same thing. So you're basically getting another Jalen Hurts, just
No,
he's taller and he's stronger,
and can
meaning
pass
that
better.
and he can see over the middle. But I still would pick Jalen Hurts. Now, when you talk about Joe Burrow, I think Joe Burrow is just overrated, man. Just because he beat the Chiefs a couple of times, and they gave this man gave him the throne.
He puts the numbers up. He does.
Yeah, okay. I mean, he puts all those yards up, and they still lose. I mean, when you look at Joe Burrow's record compared to Jalen Hurts' record, it's almost identical. Or even Jalen Hurts is better. If you look at it, both of them went to the Super Bowl. Both of them lost. I mean, the person to choose was Lamar Jackson, but Charles already took. So I might as well just stay with Jalen Hurts. And remember, I let you. Marla used to tell Marla had to get me because I was somebody was talking bad about Jalen Hurts, and I think it was Kai. I was talking bad about Jalen. My brother Marlon said, "Man, you didn't even like Hurts," and I'm like, "Well, that's beside the point." And I didn't like Hurts when we first picked him. I didn't. I was not a Jalen Hurts fan. Um, but he has changed my mind. Uh, even when you look at Josh Allen, when Josh Allen first started, he looked like he was going to be trash.
Yes, yes,
We
that
were
is
like, where did he get this bum from?
true.
And look at what he evolved to. He evolved in one of the best quarterbacks that's in the league. So the funny thing is, we didn't put Jared Goff in that kind of sense either. But you know,
But to be honest, Josh Allen should not be in the MVP race. I don't know why. I'm looking at
why?
the listen.
Why shouldn't he?
2,600 yards, 20. He got 20 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. I'm sorry, Jared Goff is way better.
Okay, yeah, and when you look at stats and that, I
And
believe
in the
that's
record,
true. But
Jared Goff is better.
here's I'm gonna go back to what you used to say, Kai. Who is Josh Allen throwing to? Yeah, that part.
No, but hey, he also made. Let's be honest. Outside of was it? Remember, we didn't know who Amon Ra was or those other receivers until Jared Goff got there.
Man, Amon Ross St. Brown and them guys was balling last year. They knew and
No,
we
but
knew who
Jared
they
Goff
were.
made them. He was right there with them.
But that's what I'm saying. Those guys were what? They were there when he got there, or was they there when he came there? They were there when he got there. The what you call didn't know how to use those guys. So he wound up making them better. I'm not going to take that from him. But look at what Josh Allen had. We don't even know who the receivers are. They know names, and they're winning. Like they're winning.
It's
That's
like
all I'm saying. You know, when you can make bottle caps and soda top, look good, then you got my.
they got Amari Cooper.
Okay, they just got Amari Cooper. They were winning before Amari Cooper.
Keon Coleman, Curtis
You know,
Samuel, all
Kia.
those receivers suck.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So I mean, they didn't have Amari Cooper. They just got Amari Cooper, and then he wound up getting hurt. All right.
yep.
Out of the Broncos, Packers, Bucks, Texans, who has a chance to win it all? Starting with y'all.
I would have said the Texans, but there's some injuries over there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I kind of like Denver, man.
Who? How you
I
got
kind of like Denver. Um, who was the other teams?
Packers, Bucks, uh, Texans?
Hmm. I would say I like the Packers too. It'll be between the Broncos or Packers. I would probably say Packers. I like Love.
Okay. What do you say, Kai?
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Um, see, I look at the Packers. Like I put Packers first.
Mm-hmm.
Packers definitely because they can run with these any team, and they I feel like they have everything they need to be able to upset any of the two top teams for real.
Yeah.
And there is no real like the Buccaneers, please. They're struggling in their weak division. So
That's because they had injury. Remember, they lost both of their top wide receivers.
yeah, so I would have to go with the Packers and the Texans because I still think even though the Texans have injuries, I think a lot of it is there's really finding out. They're starting to find themselves. You can see how the games are starting to play out. They're starting to figure themselves out and figure out just like I was saying with the Lions needing to figure out that defense and what
Mm-hmm.
to do with the missing players. I think the Texans are starting to find out who they are because they do have coaching.
Yeah, I truly believe it.
Yeah, I would go Packers Texans.
What about you, Wayne?
I had to agree with what Ty saying. Although the Texans got some injuries, but they're fighting themselves. CJ Stroud is proving to be a great team leader, and I think he could he could pull off a couple more wins and getting into playoffs. And I think they're going to be surprising some teams in the playoffs. Green Bay, they're an upset team. They could come in and upset any of the teams, the top teams that's out there right now.
Um, I'm going to say Packers and Broncos. Packers and Broncos. And why I say that is because of Broncos defense. The Broncos defense has been playing solid. And that young boy, as their quarterback, I can't think of the young boy's
Bo
name.
Nix,
Bo Nick.
he's
He's
a
all
player.
right. He's all right. He he's he's not getting the exposure that he needs. He's like under the radar. But when you look at the Broncos, and I think Kai said this, about defenses, can't win without a good defense. And the defense masking up some things for the Broncos where they're one of those teams that can beat you and you didn't know how they beat you. Like you didn't know how they kept staying in the game. Um, because of that defense. And so I would definitely pick the Broncos. When you talk about the Packers last year blew out the Cowboys at home. They had almost won the second round if it wasn't for some costly mistake. Um, you look at Jordan Love and you're saying that this is a franchise quarterback. All of a sudden came, after staying under Aaron Rodgers for so long. But I also looked at the logo of the NFL Super Bowl content, and it had the Packers colors, the yellow and green, along with red around. So it seems like it's going to be a Packers and Chiefs kind of Super Bowl. I guess they're trying to predict, but I could be wrong. But those two teams seems to me to be one of those teams you can't sleep on because the Packers play, they can go toe to toe with, and the Broncos can play great defense on the opposite side when it comes to matching it up with Mahomes. Steelers, or even the Ravens. That's just my thought.
Oh,
Now I didn't know that the Niners wasn't going to get healthy. I thought that they were actually going to get healthy during the course of this season.
yeah,
That's why
me
I put
too.
this question in. It says, "Will the Niners get healthy and make a run?" Oh, but I don't think they're going to get healthy according to Wayne. Wayne,
It's going to be a hard struggle for them to get healthy and be ready to make that run for the playoffs. I mean, it's possible, but it's going to be a struggle for them to do it.
I don't see it happening. 'Cause I think Charles said that CMC is out for the year. Brandon Ayuk is out for the year, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
And you got Debo dressing up like he ready to go to the club.
He gonna meet his boyfriend. That's what he's dressing up as.
You know what? You heard that?
Like he's trying to find a man.
Oh God.
Looking all sassy.
Charles, is it better to just take the season like I say and just go ahead and look forward to the next season at this point?
Well, the one advantage that we have is that the
Yep.
division is not as strong because technically we only like 2 games out,
Hmm.
yeah,
which you have a head-to-head Seahawks and uh, Arizona playing this week, so that's a chance of us jumping up 1 game, and then you never know. I just say let's just go ahead and end the season and get ready for next year. Because even if we get in the playoffs, we're not beating nobody. You know what I mean? It's just too many injuries. We never was able to recover, and I think we've been battling for the last 4 or 5 years, either NFC Championship games or Super Bowls. You know what I mean? And I think it's the time to just let's look at what we got, look at free agents, look at the draft, and let's restructure some things and then get right back in it. You know?
Yeah, they were just. I just seen somewhere they said the Chiefs had played 18 more games than anyone else over the past like 4 or 5 years. And the second team was the Niners because of the playoffs. The Niners played like 12, you know, and but the Chiefs pretty much played a whole new season, because of all the them making the Super Bowl. And the Niners been like right there with them. So with that, I think it's like they probably need that rest, especially with all y'all have a lot of older players. So
yeah.
I think this would be a great time to just retool and let that team rebuild.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think the injuries is caught up, the age is caught up. They're also taking those losses. That does something to you when you go into the Super Bowl and you take in a loss or NFC Championship, you losing, and I think that's what kind of happened to like other teams like Buffalo, and when you constantly losing like that, it does something to you. You
Yeah,
know, mentally, your body's taking a beating physically. So I think you need that. We need that rest. Just
yeah.
go ahead and just sit back and regroup and go back at it.
Hey, Aaron, you gonna laugh at this? My boy, he works at the Veterans Stadium.
Oh God.
Look, he sent me this. Where is it at? Tell me also maybe I should help. Maybe I should help them now. A little sabotage because got Carolina's equipment truck.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh
So
no.
a little sabotage.
Oh no. You mean they at the link, right?
Yeah,
Oh God.
I said Veterans Stadium, didn't I? Damn,
Yeah.
I show my age.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You know, tore that thing down years ago. Yo, you know, long as the Carolina Panther fans don't go and mess with the Rocky statue. Every time opposing team goes and mess with the Rocky statue, they get the brakes beat off of them. So don't touch the Rocky statue, y'all. And you might survive. All right. Um, what makes an elite quarterback?
Um, Being able to win without talent. Yeah, you have to be bigger than be able to like Patrick Mahomes showed he's an elite quarterback based off of like even when Andy Reid would make bad calls, he still would make something happen. Even when he lost his best receiver, he made something happen. His tight end, remember, everybody forget that last year, Kelsey went on a bad stretch. He was terrible.
Yeah, you was.
And his team led the league in drop passes.
Yeah, yeah. That's that year you
And
went to
they still won. He still was able to
Mm.
find a way. And at one point, they were leading the league in holding calls.
yeah.
So that's the thing. It's like, in spite, like if you can overcome Lamar Jackson, he can overcome no talent. You know, uh, Patrick Mahomes can overcome no talent. I still like, okay, this is where Burrow, I have to question Burrow because I haven't seen Burrow put up these numbers without talent.
Mm-hmm.
Like his receivers are amazing. So he's putting up great numbers, but can you win? Because you're still not winning. Elite quarterbacks can win in spite of.
What about you, Charles? What's your thoughts on elite quarterback? What is an elite quarterback?
I think elite quarterback has to be able to win. You know, like Kyle was saying, that separates you from the crowd. You got to win. I mean, having big numbers and losing at the end, that's why I kind of look at Lamar. I mean, he'll put up great stats during the regular season, and then he's a no-show in the postseason. You know, so to me, you got to win. That's the difference.
All right, Charles, I have to argue against you there. The reason I have to argue against you there with the Lamar thing, it goes back. This takes me back to the Donovan McNabb argument. With Donovan McNabb, he always got you there, but he never had that talent to get you over the hump. See, people forget it's not just about the quarterback when it comes to the playoffs. Do you have the talent to help you ascend? Because if somebody's not there, look at Kelsey in the playoffs. Now, through the regular season, Patrick Mahomes was able to do it without Kelsey. But if you look at Kelsey's playoff numbers, Kelsey, nobody could stop him. That's what helped him ascend. And what's his name? Lamar, his coaching screwed him in that playoff in the Super Bowl because in the championship game because they stopped running the ball. That's coaching. Your coach going to try to make you into a passer against Patrick Mahomes is stupid. Y'all go
I
with
but
strength.
if you say elite, what elite is that makes you different from everybody else? I
See,
know it's a team game, and we're not looking at just what a person can do, but ultimately, if you elite, it has to be something that separates you from the pack.
but tell me an elite quarterback who did it without somebody else helping them.
Oh, I'm not saying that you can't do it. You don't like I said, it's a team game. But for
Right.
me, elite means that somebody that okay, what is it that's going to separate you from the pack? Because anybody can put up great numbers. You know, the old saying is records are made to be broken.
No, see, but
So,
he's winning. My thing is he's winning, but when you get to the playoffs, you need it's more than just one player. It's more than just an elite quarterback. Peyton Manning had proven that. He he had the best numbers every year. Every year. Did his defense always show up in the playoffs? No. Did his did he get cheated a couple of times? Yes. Are
but
you
I'm saying in this aspect, when we talking about elite, yes, you can win. You can go like Tom Brady. What is that? When they went 0 till they got to the Super Bowl and lost. You
Yep.
know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? You can win all your regular season games. You can win all of your division playoff games, but until you win that Super Bowl, and that's why I think the monkey off the back with Steve Young was so important because he never won that big Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you have to win that big game. And no, it's not an individual thing. We know that football is a team game. But for to be elite, I think that you have to win or you have to be a winner.
See,
You
I
know what I
can't.
mean?
It's hard to say that again because let's look at Dan Marino. Will we ever question Dan Marino as an elite quarterback?
No,
No.
No,
But will
but
we
I
ever
don't
question?
think you can.
yeah,
But we
but in
we
the
would
same
never
sense,
question Kelly either.
but in the same sense, I get what he's saying. All right, an elite quarterback is the quarterback that takes on the pressure of falling into place. If the coach calls a bonehead play and he sees something different, all right, that he can exploit, he changes the play in order to exploit it. All right, or he knows how what's on the line and he
Gets out of
does something to improvise. This is an elite quarterback. You know,
Mhm.
he knowing that he doesn't have the talent. He he knows that this person won't catch the ball, but he's going to say to this to the in the huddle, look, I need you to catch the ball. If you do an out route, and I'm gonna put it on you. Just make sure that you just look at it. You know, that's coaching on the field also, but understands what he's seeing. What makes Peyton Manning an elite quarterback is because most of those you had a coach on the field. You basically had a coach that knew how to read defenses and knew how to exploit it. Even though the coach called the play in, he had the freedom to change it to anything he wanted to do because they trust him because he's that elite.
All right.
Uh,
I just have to say this then. All right. Does how many offensive coordinators have Lamar Jackson had? He probably had at least 4, right?
yeah, he had a lot of.
Uh-huh. And has he still won MVPs?
Yeah, he won MVP.
Exactly. The man is elite because he shows he can do it in spite of. Everybody always making excuses for all these other quarterbacks who get like Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts had his worst year, even though it was a decent year. He threw too many interceptions because of his offensive coordinator. But
Mm-hmm.
people tried to make him less than because of his OC. I mean, no, they just said he was less. He was just overrated. But no,
Yeah,
he's the offensive coordinator. But then what showed he is a good quarterback, but he's not an elite quarterback. Jackson showed no matter what coach was in there, he still was an elite quarterback.
but
Patrick
see,
Mahomes,
I think you
elite
could be a
quarterback.
great quarterback. I think there's a difference from greatness and
to
elite.
elite.
You
I
win
think
an
elite
MVP
has to
to
be
be
a
an elite
proven
quarterback.
winner because you can be great because you're talking about individual stats. You MVP is the individual stats. A team doesn't win MVP. That individual wins MVP. So you can be a great player,
Yeah,
but to be elite means you're dominant.
Your
That
team
you
has to win
win.
for you to win MVP. So that in itself, you forget that is also a team stat. That's not just
But now
it's not
you
just
got to also,
the
but come on, we got to remember the person that wins MVP is a dominant player. Yes, they have some key components uh, because most of the times it goes to a quarterback. But look in the case of Saquon, he's going to probably be MVP, but he's putting up a lot of that work. But yes,
he
you got
should be.
offensive linemen blocking for him. You got receivers blocking for him. So yes, it is a team. Yeah, it is a team effort, but that is basically because that player, that individual is dominant, is a great player. You can be a great player. Yes, you can be a great player, but to be elite, I think means that you're like a winner. You know what I'm saying? You don't lose. When he shows up,
Everybody
he's
loses.
going to win. That's how I look at
Everybody
elite.
loses.
but
See,
this is it's like if you got more wins than you have losses, and that's what makes an elite player. But also, when you look at this elite player, um, this is what they said about Lamar Jackson. This is not what F.O.S.T is saying, but this is what they said. Lamar needs to win the Super Bowl in order to be a part of the league because he won all of the
but why?
MVP.
What?
Because
Help me understand.
here's the thing.
I mean, if you look
I
at
don't.
Steve Young's situation,
Yeah,
Steve Young was great, but he wasn't considered elite.
Yes, he
That's why I
was.
keep bringing back to Steve Young
Yes, he
until he
was.
was able to win that Super Bowl. And you saw when he took the monkey off
off his
his
back.
back.
And
That's what I mean about
and
when I say elite.
and so this is what I'm saying. Also, when you look at Tom Brady, they're going to put Tom Brady as elite. Now, some of his Super Bowls he shouldn't have been in because he cheated, but they're looking at how many Super Bowls he has won, how many games that he's won. And so when I look at elite, you know, to me, I don't think Lamar Jackson needs to win a Super Bowl. I think he needs to go to a Super Bowl um, to get that monkey off his back where he can't win, like his playoff game, trying to get to that final dance. If he makes it to the Super Bowl, I'd be like, okay, he's in that elite status. Now I could go back to what Kai was saying with um, Dan Marino. Dan Marino didn't even see a Super Bowl, but his
He went to
stats.
Until one.
he went to one and lost.
Oh yeah, that's right. So I mean, his stats made him elite. Like, so if he went to one Super Bowl, he's elite.
But
Okay,
see,
he's in that. But even though he didn't win, he's in that stat and his stats. You compare all of that and his
Lamar got the
stats.
stats
Hey,
and
What
the
you say?
MVPs.
That's
He
what
got,
I'm saying. But this is what I'm saying. Lamar hasn't been to a Super Bowl yet.
and he's young. See, this is the part that's killing me. How long did it take Peyton Manning? Nobody ever questioned his elite status, but it took that man like 10 years before he got to a bowl. Lamar ain't even been in the league that long.
Yeah, we're just talking about right now. We're not
Right.
talking about
But
these
everybody's
guys are
calling
still
Josh Allen elite,
Josh Allen still
and
young.
he ain't never been in no Super Bowl. But they calling him elite. Burrow, and Burrow always had superstar talent.
But
You know,
that's that's the start of being an elite quarterback. Let me put it like this: Josh Allen right now it doesn't really have anybody to throw to but one wide receiver.
he
But
got decent
before,
receivers. They're not bums.
I mean, they're not bums, but you didn't know him before. I mean, let's be honest. He got rid of Diggs, and I think that was the best thing he could ever do in order to keep that team afloat. But when you look at Josh Allen, when he first got in the league, he was trash. We was just talking about that. So
And
there is a growth
but
where you
Jackson didn't have no talent either for years.
okay,
And
but that's what I'm saying. There is a growth that goes into it. But now he's won how many MVPs? What, two,
yep,
three?
two.
Two MVPs. So at this time, they're looking for that's MVP status. Now they're looking for elite status, meaning that hey, I, this man should have all the weapons that all the offensive coordinators, all the things that he has been through. He has all the experience now to be an elite quarterback. The only thing that's stopping him from being elite is making it to the Super Bowl.
So really, all y'all saying to me, all I'm hearing from you all is only
I'm
Patrick
just saying
Mahomes. Only Patrick Mahomes is an elite quarterback.
he went to three Super Bowls. He won
But
all three of the Super
I'm
Bowls
just
except
saying,
for one.
no, he is. He's 3-1. But I'm
3 and
saying
one.
all you're saying is that Patrick Mahomes is the only elite quarterback in the NFL.
Let's look at the statistics.
look,
Patrick Patrick
Look at the
Mahomes
if,
statistics.
if we're
is
going
the
to talk
only
about
elite
elite
quarterback in
quarterback,
the NFL.
What'd you say,
I
Wayne?
think
I'm going to say
he
if we're talking
separated
about elite
himself from
quarterback, not only he knows how to win, but he knows how to get his teammates
Oh, I
on
don't
board
question
with
his
his
elite
plan.
status. I'm sorry, Wayne. I ain't questioning his elite status. What I'm saying is, based off of y'all, what you all are saying, there's only one elite quarterback in the NFL.
Now, I didn't say any of that. The question was who's an elite quarterback, what makes an elite quarterback. I'm not going by any players or anything. Elite quarterback, one, has the ability to win the game. Two, he sees the game, and even in a no-win situation, he finds a way to win that game.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows how to motivate the players around him to get on board what he's talking about. Even if the player's a subpar or average player, he knows how to make them into super far players on a team.
So
I
that's
mean,
Patrick Mahomes.
example was that was
Yeah,
when
that's
Doug
Patrick
Williams
Mahomes.
won the Super Bowl. When Doug Williams won the Super Bowl, he got players who had subpar seasons, subpar games to put up big numbers. Ricky Sanders, he had over 200 yards in that Super Bowl win. And he never seen. I don't believe he even had a 100-yard game in the whole season. But in the
Right.
Super Bowl, he came up and got 200 some yards in that Super Bowl.
So I'm saying this, and I'm gonna just go ahead and put it out. You know, Tom Brady is not the GOAT to me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that his statistics is nothing. Is he not an elite quarterback because he's not the GOAT? I believe that Joe Montana is the GOAT because he took his team to four Super Bowls and he won all four of them. Okay? That's just my opinion of it. Is Joe Montana an elite quarterback? That's that's subject to debate about because Joe Montana always had elite receivers around.
That's where you're wrong. No, he did not.
Okay, did he not have Taylor with him? Did he not have Jerry Rice with him? Did
No,
he
no,
not
no,
have
no. His
um
first Super Bowl, all he had was that only person you knew on that offense was Clark. You
Clark?
didn't know Jerry Rice was not there for
Clark,
that first Super Bowl.
Solomon,
Who else?
Who?
Freddie Solomon.
And he
Freddie
wasn't.
Solomon.
He was not an elite receiver. He had
Well,
no. He had no
Oh,
other elite talent. And the only
okay.
reason
So
you knew
so you said all that, right? And he won four. He won four Super Bowls.
with one. See, but three of the four he had elite talent.
That's right. So one of them he
He,
pressed
he
on his home.
without
He
elite talent.
yeah, one without elite talent. Three of them with elite talent.
Right.
So my answer is he not an elite quarterback? Is
Heck no, but he
Montana not an
was in the league. He
okay?
did
So
was in the league because he did it without elite talent. And when he went to Kansas City, remember, Kansas City was trash, and he took them to the playoffs
that's
without
right.
talent.
Exactly right.
And he
Exactly
was
right.
supposed to be washed
Exactly.
after a season long injury.
So that's what I'm saying. The same thing with Lamar. You understand? You see where I'm getting at? The only thing Lamar is missing is a Super Bowl. Getting to the Super Bowl. To me, I just want him to get to a Super Bowl. That's it. Because it is for all these namesayers that that always say, well, he can't win the big game or he can't do certain things. He has to get to a point where like the Philadelphia game, me and you debated, and you said that we got lucky. The thing about it, Lamar said it within himself. He said, "Look, I should have ran more, and
But his
I
receivers
should,
should have been
I
dropping passes, and his kicker shouldn't have missed that
yeah,
extra
so
kicks.
yeah, but that's the same thing that was happening with Patrick Mahomes, and Patrick Mahomes found a way to win. You know what I'm saying? He scrambled for those extra yards. He scrambled in order to when he knew that the receivers was dropping passes and they weren't getting open. He scrambled to help win those games. So that's what I'm saying with
I'm
Lamar.
not comparing him to Lamar. I'm not comparing him to Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is on his own level.
But that's what I'm saying. How many MVPs did Patrick Mahomes get? One.
One,
Lamar got two. So that's what I'm saying. He's not that far off from Patrick Mahomes to get into that level. All he needs to do is get to a Super Bowl.
yeah.
That's all we're saying. To be elite. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, I think we think when we say somebody's not elite that we discrediting their greatness because
No.
you can be great, but when you say elite, I think it separates the wins and losses
Yeah.
because you find a way to win, you know. And I don't take nothing away from that young man. He still have a future in front of him. He could go out here and win out for the rest of his career and make
Oh,
That's
everybody
right.
Patty got
proud.
two.
I'm
Patty
not
got
taking
two
away
MVP.
the talent. I'm not taking away his greatness. He does, but until you're able to win, I think that's always the criticism of a Dan Marino or like you said, Jim Kelly. Elway had it until he won.
Yeah.
You talking about greatness. These guys were considered the prototype of what quarterback should be before the running quarterback came in. Even Vic and Randall Cunningham, these guys, they all possess some type of greatness. But I think what separates greatness from elite is the win and loss columns.
Yeah.
And I think once he breaks that barrier of winning that big game, even though it is a team sport, I will say that because it takes more than one person to win a football game. But that the ownership of wins and losses falls on the quarterback because unfortunately somebody got to be the fall guy, and it's usually the quarterback. And one thing I got to say about Lamar, he doesn't hide the fact. He'll be the first one in the press conference saying, I could have done this better. I
Yeah.
should have done this better. And that's why I respect him because
Over
he
Aaron.
never points somebody else out. He takes ownership of what he could have done
Most
to
definitely.
change the outcome.
And see, what I love about Lamar also is like if you seen his press conference after that Eagles game, he rubbed his head and said, "Damn, my mom got on me and cussed me out because I didn't run more." He knew that there was ways where he could have escaped and extended certain plays and stuff. My thing is, elite quarterback be like, look, man, we got to win this game. There's times I've seen Lamar Jackson have a game where he carried the team on his back because his offensive coordinator was calling some bonehead plays, and he had to run for like 100 and something yards, 100 yards
That was
or
the
so.
first game of the season, if you be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah, basically. And
Yep.
so
Oh
when
yeah.
when you think about Lamar, you think about his greatness or his legacy. We're not different that because he is still young. He can go and win like 5 Super Bowls after this year and just totally dominate. Like I said, if he was in San Fran under your coach, man, how many Super Bowls will Lamar win and not get hurt? You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is he's growing into elite. When you talk about Donovan McNabb, I consider him one of those quarterbacks that, hey, man, he didn't have nothing for the most part of his career. Nothing. You know, and he made something out of it. He went to the Super Bowl once. Now, we didn't tell Donovan to get drunk and party and vomit all over the place. That's something that he did on his own. You know what I'm saying? But would you put him in? Does his stats say elite? He was one of the most winning quarterbacks in Philadelphia. Did he make it to the Super Bowl? Yeah.
In the NFL in that time, he was one of the winningest quarterbacks in the NFL
That's right.
during this time. And he did it with trash. Other
Yes.
teams, he was beating teams who had talent, but teams just would find them out and know how to shut down those garbage receivers in the playoffs. Because now
Yeah.
you're playing the top teams. But it wasn't him. The man was an elite quarterback who did it with nothing.
And and who was his head coach? His head coach was Andy Reid.
Yep. Because Andy
So,
Reid like giving his quarterbacks talent.
and he plays to the quarterback's strength. So when you look at Patrick Mahomes, didn't have anybody to throw to that year either,
Last year,
and so they wound up winning the Super Bowl because Andy Reid has already been in that situation where he didn't have those receivers. All I'm saying is, elite quarterback is somebody that makes the people around him better. His stats is better, and he also knows how to win the big game. That's all. I mean,
so answer, but you didn't answer my question. Is there any other elite quarterbacks in the league right now other than Patrick Mahomes?
I don't know. I mean, to see how Patrick Mahomes play and how other people, you can say Jared Goff with throwing the 5 interceptions and still winning the game, finding a way to win. You can put him in the league. You can put Josh Allen in the league. You can but I mean,
I can't put Josh Allen because, like you said, Josh Allen still his numbers ain't beat Patrick. He ain't beat Lamar for no.
nope.
Lamar owns him.
Yes, he
Owns
does.
him.
Yes,
Lamar has better stats. Lamar
yes.
has 2 MVPs. This man ain't got none. Lamar owns him. They both made it to the AFC Championship game.
Look,
Josh Allen has done nothing more than Lamar, yet he keeps being called elite. Stop it.
so all I'm gonna say is this: whoever Patrick Mahomes right now is the elite quarterback in the NFL right
I'm with you there. I can agree with you if you say that. If y'all try to put these other quarterbacks up there, I can't agree with you. The only reason, if we're going by the metric that you all are using, if we're going by that, okay, I can somewhat go with Jared Goff because he did make it to a Super Bowl and he took this team and turned them around because this team was not good with Stafford, and
now.
then
Right.
he came and started, and they became a great team in like 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would
Yeah.
say probably those two as of right now. But like you said, there's a lot of young quarterbacks on the rise, and with the right scheme, with the right talent. You know, you never know what could be in a couple of years. But as of today, I would say Patrick Mahomes by himself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he set the level where nobody, quarterback wise, we're not talking about stats. We're talking about okay,
Win.
who's gonna pull this win out? You know what I
yeah.
mean? And there's nobody on his level right now.
No, nobody, nobody. All right. With that being said, will we see an unexpected team make the Super Bowl this
No,
year?
there's too much
No,
talent
no.
out there. I know it's any given Sunday, but no, I think it's gonna be either the Chiefs, Lions, Eagles. For me anyway.
I
I,
agree.
when I say AFC, I'm thinking Bills, Ravens, or Chiefs. When I'm thinking NFC, it's Eagles, Lions, and now that one would have the highest chance of it in the NFC because Green Bay can be that team that sneak up on you.
What about Minnesota?
No,
Y'all don't have no confidence in Minnesota? How
I
they
have
been
no
playing?
confidence in Minnesota against Detroit and the Eagles.
Whoa,
I agree with you with that one, Kai.
I'm just
whoa.
being honest. Now,
Minnesota is that sleeping team that because Flores got that defense really playing ball,
see, if they
and that
were at home, if they're at home, yes, you can say they have a chance, but they're not going to be at home.
yeah, you're right, you're right.
Minnesota is not going to be in the dome. Minnesota is going to Philadelphia or going to, well, no, wait, they would be in the dome. They would probably have their best chance against the Lions. I don't think they can beat Philly at home
Mm,
because both them and the Lions are dome teams.
that's right, that's right.
Now, if they had to play Green Bay in Green Bay, they're losing. If they had to play the Eagles in Philly, I think they're losing. Now the only team, yes, you know what? If Green Bay had to play Philly and Minnesota had to play Detroit in like the divisional round,
Hmm.
if that happened, I can see it. That I can see that is the greatest chance of an upset. Other than that, no.
You heard it first on FOST. If it happens that way, y'all could come speak to Kai Bryant. You heard it first right here on FOST. How the playoffs is going to go and who can come out and sneak by and win. All right, gentlemen, we have passed our time. It's 8:21, almost 8:30. It's been a pleasing pleasure and a privilege on FOST. Uh, hope our fans get a chance to see the broadcast. You can see us every Saturday at 6 o'clock on Facebook, YouTube, or um, Twitter. Also on Twitter. So if you have any questions, comments, if you want to be on the show, on the broadcast, just let us know. Uh, we would love to have you on. Love to hear your suggestions and uh, other things that you have on your mind about the NFL. We gladly take emails. You can email us at FOSTfansonlysportstalk@gmail.com. Uh, we're also taking uh, messages through Facebook Messenger. So you can always contact us if you have a business that you want for us to put up, broadcast about your business. We'll bring you on so you can talk about the business also. All right, last comment for the night. Mr. Becker, you can start us off.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm looking forward to these juggernauts facing each other. I think now we're getting to really see who's who. There's a train wreck getting ready to happen, and I believe it's going to consist of the Philadelphia Eagles and them Detroit Lions. So I'm getting my popcorn ready, and I'm looking forward to that. I really want the NFC to win this year. I'm tired of Mahomes. I'm a hater. I'm tired of Mahomes winning every year. So I'm rooting either for Philly or Detroit. Either one of y'all, come on, let's win this. We need it, baby.
Mr. Wayne.
All right, just to turn away from the NFL for a second. Um, Congratulations to the mighty Grant Pacers, my alma mater. They've won the Northern California Championship, and they're
Woohoo!
playing for the state next week. So go Pacers.
Mr. Guy.
I have to go with my man Charles there. I agree. This is the best time of the football season for me. That those last 3 or 4 weeks when teams start to play their divisions and then now we start seeing these clashes of titans, or we start to see these division battles come to a head. Except the Eagles, they just going, yeah, whatever. Y'all got this division. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I can't say I'm not rooting for the Eagles. I have to tell you, I don't want nobody in this division winning any more bowls before the Giants. So no. I, it would
Ooh.
no Lions. Lions, they can do their thing. But I want to see Lamar. I'm just rooting for Lamar to get that monkey off his back. It's the only reason. There's two reasons I would root. One, for Patty. For Patrick Mahomes, I would love if he made the Super Bowl, I would want him to win only because I'm sick of hearing about Brady. Brady is not the GOAT, and if this kid went 3 in a row, 4 out of 5, shut up. So, and he got the best start to a career ever. So yes, I would. Other than that, I want Lamar to win it so they can shut up. That'll be 2 shut up moments. That's the only reason I wanted to see Lamar do it. But I'm loving this season, and I can't wait for these next few weeks because I think we're gonna have a ball.
All right. Um, Fly, Eagles, fly. All I gotta say is for Philadelphia, I don't need a crash and burn like last year. I need y'all to stay focused. Just don't look past the Carolina game to look to the Steelers game. Um, Due to the fact that Carolina is one of those teams that has been playing out of their mind for the last 2 games. Um, and I believe that this could be a trap game. And a lot of people believe that this could be a trap game. Because even Darius Slay is out, he still should be able to win this game and win this game impressively. Uh, Going to piggyback off of what y'all was saying, this is the time where we see real football. The teams has already made their identity, who they are. Eagles, you are a running football team. Stick with the run until it's broke. Don't fix it. Stick with the run. The game that I'm looking for before we even get to the playoffs is the Battle of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia against the Steelers. I would love to see an Eagle Steelers Super Bowl. That's just me. I would love to see a Pennsylvania Super Bowl where Eagles just dominate and win against these Pittsburgh Steelers that keep on bringing up these 6 rings that they have and all this other good jazz. Look, it'll just it'll just show that the Eagles are coming to be that Pennsylvania team. So fly Eagles fly to all the other people and the other teams. I hope our picks is good, except for Kai going for that long ranger pick, but that's okay.
Oh,
It's
I'm
all
sorry.
good.
I did forget. The Steelers is that unexpected team who could win in the AFC. My bad. I totally forgot about
Yes,
them. You're right.
yes.
I
The
totally forgot
Steelers.
about them.
I'm gonna be honest. I just don't see Patrick Mahomes and them making the Super Bowl this year. I do see either Buffalo or the Steelers or the Ravens. Those are the 3 teams that I think. Now remember when we first started off F.O.S.T. I picked the Texans to make it out of there. The Texans are hurt, uh, and I don't see them, you know, making it to the Super Bowl. If they do, it's going to be unbelievable. It's going to be those things that we're didn't. But thank y'all for watching FOST. I hope y'all have a wonderful night. Peace.